Yes, in many ways we are. But that doesn't mean that we're bad. It doesn't mean that we're wrong. It doesn't mean that there's some global, universal, insidious influence working on us that's bound us and wrapped us and chained us. What it means, because what's created our mind? Basically us, the world we've been in, those around us. If you actually put a tape recorder in your mind, and then you listen to it later, what you'd hear are a variety of voices. You'd hear, and this again is going to vary from person to person, I'm just throwing out some general common examples. You'd hear the voice of your parents, the critical one, of course. Not the one that said, oh, you're the most beautiful, smartest one in the class. Not that one. But the one that said, you're stupid, you're worthless, why can't you be as good as your brother or your sister or your next door neighbor? You'd hear that voice. You'd hear the voice of the culture, whether it was from a TV commercial or a magazine or an advertisement or a movie, that spoke on some level about a way you should look or act or live or be that you're not doing. You'd hear the voice of a teacher, a colleague, maybe a loved one, maybe an ex-loved one, who knew exactly what to say to push your buttons. This is the tape that's running in our mind. Everything we do, we've got this running commentary. If you've ever watched sports on TV, you'll know there's one who's constantly saying, now he's getting near the 10-yard line, now the 5-yard line, oh my God, he's carrying the ball. Is he going to drop it? Don't drop it. Now imagine if there were 5 of them yelling at the same time. Now imagine that that game didn't last an hour or 2 hours and that you were able to mute it every once in a while, but that it went on 24 hours a day for your whole life. This is how we live. So what we are a slave to is that which has been created based on our own experience, based on our culture, based on our own emotions and desires and expectations and how much we've absorbed and all of this different package. But now the question comes about being a slave. We're only a slave when we are unconscious. And that's the good news. When you think of slaves, you think of people being chained and held, wanting to be free, and someone standing over them with a whip or a gun or a sword, not letting them go. Our mind has no such power. No whip, no gun, no sword, no nothing. The only weapon of our mind is our own unconsciousness, our own not living in the present. The moment we actually look at the mind, it dissipates. I'll give you one example. Let's say you get angry. Somebody does something that makes you angry. They say something that makes you angry. Now I'm full of anger. What is my mind doing? It's stress, yeah, but what is my mind saying? Let's say as I was walking in here, someone said something obnoxious to me or something rude to me or pushed me or whatever it was. I'm angry. What's my mind doing? How to get back at that person? Yes, exactly. What else is it doing? I'm sorry? Why did the person do that? Exactly. He said ignoring. Now the issue with ignoring is I'm still thinking about it. Ignoring means I'm not, with a capital N, thinking with a capital T about that person. I'm still thinking about that person. I'm just not thinking about that person. That person has just as much power over me. My mind is replaying it. I'm rehearing what they said. I'm thinking about what I could have said, what I'm going to say. Instead, if you simply look at anger, not what the person said, not what they did, but at the emotion itself. Try this next time you get angry. Instead of telling the mind, calm down, don't be angry, shh, breathe, 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 don't do that. Use that energy to look at the anger. Not at the person who made you angry. Not at the situation. We're not repeating it. We're not replaying it. You're just staring at anger. It will dissipate like this. It cannot withstand our consciousness. This is why all of the practices talk about mindfulness. The minute I actually bring consciousness to it, all of our emotions, they're just chemical and electrical patterns. It's gone by the moment I look at it. And actually holding my attention on it causes it to dissipate. So we are only a slave as long as we are unconscious. We have the answer to our freedom, which is just our own awareness and our own mindfulness.